And that was one of the things I was going to ask you when it comes to dieting, and obviously you're putting yourself into that deprived place, which a lot of people probably will disagree with, but that's just the aim of the game at the end of the day. That's what you've got to do when you're a bodybuilder. What benefits in regards to your mentality does it give you that then you can take into your life? Does it give you that extra gratitude? Does you improve your routine?
Oh, routine 100%. Routine's like, it improves your routine dramatically because you've got to get shit done. It's like, so like I was up at 4:30 this morning, checking done by 5, food prep by 5:30, extra supplements. Yeah, everyone knows what they are. Taken by like 5:45. And it's like you have to get shit done because I have to train by 10. Yeah, so I have to be on this podcast. So it's like you've got to get a routine. So routine definitely helps improving. The aim is always to take that routine into, and I'm very routine driven. So my routine doesn't really differ even in off season, but it's definitely more regiment in a diet phase. But like discipline, like it's like that's what this. Like I hate people who fucking moan about prep. Like I've got a big thing about people who like say prep ruined their life and all this. It's like, why can't you just say prep? You just didn't have a good experience and prep's not for you. Yeah, it's like bodybuilding isn't for everyone. It's not. It's really, really not, and it shouldn't be for everyone because it is a really extreme sport. Like where I am now, it's like it's really not a healthy position to be in, and you accept that. And it's like, but I enjoy it. Yeah, it's like I enjoy it. Like some people doing ultra marathons, that's not fucking healthy. Do you know what I mean? That's fucking battering your body. But people enjoy it. Excuse me, for whatever reason that may be. But definitely discipline, because at the end of the day, it's like you do have to say no to things. Yeah, you do have to put yourself in situations which can be quite challenging. And then that goes over into other aspects of life.
Well, I think there's two ways of suffering. And there's the suffering of you staying in the same position, not making any changes, and then 5 years down the line, you look back and you think, I'm nowhere where I want to be. Or there's a suffering of going, taking action now, being disciplined, trying to be committed, and then actually getting to the goal and getting to the place where you want to be. And both of them are going to be the same sort of suffering, but they're both going to have two completely different outcomes. And I think with dieting, I think a lot of people can look at bodybuilding and think it's not healthy. And like you just related it there to the ultra marathon, I think people don't realise that any sport to any sort of extreme level, there's going to be some sort of sacrifice. 100%. You could even look at a footballer and say, oh, he doesn't spend enough time with his family because they're training all the time. Yeah. It's not just that because bodybuilders don't eat as much that, they've still got other stuff going on in their lives. Everyone's got to sacrifice something to become successful in whatever they want to do. But the routine part from dieting and bodybuilding, like I remember when I did a diet for a photo shoot, it's one of the best things I could recommend to someone, because once you get into that routine and you realise how easy it is to get other things done outside of dieting and getting in shape, you don't want to stop doing that. Yeah. Like I found it quite difficult coming out of a diet, going into like a gaining phase, eating more food, where you're not as in much of a good routine anymore. Your routine kind of falls off, and I'm like, fuck, I just want that routine back. So I look forward to dieting.
But why can't you just be in a routine and surplus anyway? What difference does it make?
That's what I'm doing now.
That's a challenge though, isn't it? Yeah. Like, but why can't you? And it's like, in regards to like just that, to finish your question there, what does dieting make you appreciate? It's like, for me, it's like, you're not going to die. Like, I'm still eating food. It's like, it makes you appreciate the situation that people are in. So like, when you see homeless people, or when you think about other countries where they have to walk to get water and all this, like, at the end of the day, like, dieting's a privilege, prep's a privilege. That's a good common saying. I think it was Louis Rano who said that prep's a privilege. It's like I'm choosing to eat less food. Yeah. I'm in a fortunate position that I'm choosing to eat less.
And at the end of the day, when you're dieting, your body does not know that it's dieting. It thinks it's starving. You are slowly starving the body.
Yeah, so to some degree, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you said, you will become more appreciative for the food that you eat.
And also it's like, I have a choice every single day that I can go to fucking Mackey's. There's 9 chicken selects. Apparently I'm fucking off. I drove past the bus stop before. It's like, you've got these choices. Like, it's up to you what you make a decision. But you said the discipline. And yeah, it makes you more appreciative of other things in life.
And then when you step on stage, it's that belief that you've done every single thing in your power. Yeah. So to step on stage and be like, right, I look the best I possibly can do because I've ticked every single box that I was going to do.
And I think what people need to understand when it comes to stepping on stage as well, it's like, as long as you've ticked all the boxes and you've done all you can, it's out of your hands. It's up to the 5 judges or however many judges there are to judge you. And people need to understand it's a judge sport. Like, you get judged. So if you step on stage and people are saying, well, you've got shit biceps, it's like, well, that is what it is. It's like, you are getting judged for the physique that you bring. Yeah. And it's like, as long as you don't take them judgments to heart, you go, okay, cool, that's what I need to bring up. And it's like, it's that perception of what people say. So instead of going home and crying into a tub of Ben & Jerry's, it's like, okay, cool, what's the next steps for me then? Because I also agree, I think the most challenging thing for me is the reverse part out of it. Yeah. Because you have been in that, like, I've been dieting since mid-Feb. You've been in so regimented for such a long period of time of calorie deficit, steps. Like, I've not done any cardio, so I'm very, very fortunate this time, but it's like X, Y, and Z. And then now it's like, okay, cool, so I have to now do the reverse of that to some degree. And slowly put on weight. But I can't, to be honest, I can't wait to put on weight because I can't wait because sitting down hurts my arse right now. So I can't wait to put a little bit more body fat on because I understand the health implications it's having. But it is a very, very difficult transition, yeah.
And obviously when you're in that routine and you're working towards that goal, there's going to be some mistakes as well on the way.
100%, yeah. Yeah, of course. Like mistakes happen. Like life happens. Mistakes happens, and just learn from them.
Has there been any big mistakes in your prep this time round? Or any struggles?
No. To be fair, like I'll give Kuba a lot of credit. To be fair, how he's prepped me has been quite awesome. Like, I don't really struggle in regards to when I'm like this, I'm not 100% myself. So even though I might seem quite bubbly, just to everyone watching, I'm even more bubbly. But like,
and everyone watching, Ali is 1 week out from competing.
Yeah, eight days, so technically one more day on that. But anyway, it's like I don't like not being myself. I don't like being tired because it's not me. It's like I like to be energetic and whatnot. So that's hard. It's hard, like, because you can't be arsed seeing your family. Like, besides, I put, like, in regard to mistakes, I took the wrong amount of Winnie because I didn't read the tub properly. So you do silly things like that. I've put shit in the microwave which shouldn't have gone in the microwave. You do dopey things.
Yeah.
And like you've got less patience in regards to, like, so sometimes when I make a whey paste I put it in the fridge, in the freezer, sorry, and I took it out the freezer and Cal just come back from his travels fucking watching people compete, and we give a big hug, and then I got it out the fridge and then just smashed on the floor and I just felt like crying, just like, oh fuck's sake. But yeah, like you think they're like the little things that happen on day-to-day life anyway, they're like 10 times worse because like that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't in prep, but it fucking would have, because I'm a dope anyway. So it would have happened anyway, but you make it 10 times worse. So you exaggerate things a little bit in your own mind, but besides them little things. Oh, but by the way, well, like I took Winnie wrong for 3 days. I rectified my mistake.
And he's shot now.
You make little. You're always going to make mistakes in life, aren't you? Like that's going to be like a common thing, and it's like just learn from it, but don't beat yourself up. Like one thing I've really tried to do through this prep is like not be so anal in regards to, like, no, if it's 124 grams of cream and rice or 126, but I'm supposed to have 125, be okay with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's like that relaxed mindset, in my opinion, especially for someone like me, I'm quite sympathetically driven, dominant. So it's like that bit more of a relaxed mindset has definitely helped. Because at the end of the day, like when people start to understand that like 100 grams of chicken from Tesco and 100 grams of chicken from Asda, it's not going to be the same. It's not. It's like the same chicken. Like if you have 2 chickens there and you have 100 grams of chicken breast, they're going to be different calories because that chicken's going to be really different. It's the consistency that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
When people understand consistency is what wins, that's how you get results.
Yeah, and becoming so anal with like the amount of grams that you're having for cream of rice or your chicken breast meal coming out the back of the diet. If you still have that mentality, it's a struggle then for you to go away from that.
Yeah, but it's like for me, it's like, don't get me wrong, if it's 128, I'll take like 3 grams off. But it's like, don't like when it's just there about, I'm not that bothered. And what was the question? Sorry.
I was just saying, like, when you do come out the back of a diet and you've had that mentality of being so rigid with things,
it makes it much harder. Because it's like, because you have been in, it's like, but now you're allowed to eat. I think it's the fact that you're now allowed to some degree to eat more food. That's the hard part. 'Cause it's like, but I haven't been allowed for so long, and you've been living this way for so long. But the quicker you can flip that mindset, and the quicker you can understand the physiological changes that are going to happen from a health perspective, is what's important. That's how you can change your personality. Because look, like most people are doing this for a while, like they're going to be in shape all year round to some degree. Like they're not going to push the body fat that high in an off season, so you're still in shape compared to 90% of the population. Stop comparing yourself to the 1% who step on stage, because that's for a very, very short period of time over their life. So don't compare yourself. Just like make sure you make the improvements.
So just before this video ends, I hope you enjoyed this little bit of a clip that gives you an insight into my new podcast, The New Renaissance. If you've not already, stop right now, click the subscribe button on YouTube, click the follow button on Spotify, so you can be in tune and notified for all the future episodes. I've got plenty of guests that are going to come on and help you develop yourself as an individual.